Here it goes. How do I get myself to be in the middle? Am I supposed to be here? What the hell? I remember laughing at my poor mom and dad when they didn't know how to use like text messages and stuff, and now look at me, here I am, fumbling around with a freaking phone and a tripod. Is this the middle? Do I look there? Do I look here? Welcome to my messy room, which is pretty similar to my messy mind, but I think I'm just gonna do this and just do it. I feel like I have a lot of things to say. I've been alive for 40 years. This Monday I turned 40. And I've been having a pretty movie style existential crisis. Trying to figure out what brings me joy. I think that's the biggest question that's been on my mind for a really, really long time, is what brings me joy? What makes me feel fulfilled? What makes me happy? And who am I? Who am I? So I thought talking about it out loud and putting my shit out there and storytelling might be a good way for me to figure me out, and maybe in the process I'll find other people that are just as confused as I am, and we can figure out this shit together. So here it goes. So what do I want to start with? Well, what I can start with is telling you what you can expect if you decide to listen. None of this is going to be polished or scripted. It's literally going to be me just rambling. With a purpose, though. The purpose being just talking about my life in general, but talking about my life as if I'm looking through a magical rear view mirror, where I can look back at everything that has happened, or things that have not happened, or things that I've wanted that I didn't get, or decisions that I made that turned out well, or decisions that I made that had shitty outcomes. I'm thinking that maybe looking back on all of this will help me decode who the hell I am now, 40 years later, and who do I want to be for the second half. So that's what this is going to be about. Monday was oddly difficult for me. I didn't think that 40 would hit me as hard as it did. I literally felt like I was on the top of a mountain, and I had climbed the difficult part, but then I felt like I was looking at this like downhill, like, oof, geez, here we go. And what I mean by the here we go part is like I'm 40, like half of my life is over, approximately, and I have approximately a half more to go. And I just feel like I'm like in this race now, like running, but in a race where now finally I want to do things that make me happy. I want to do things that are fulfilling for me, in my voice, on my terms. However, I don't know what those terms are or what makes me happy. You see the irony? It's like you get to this point in life where you're like, okay, I'm done with all that garbage. I'm done with listening to other people and trying to make other people happy and trying to be a people pleaser. I don't want to do any of that anymore. I want to now do what I want. I have reached nirvana in a way. But that nirvana makes no fucking sense because I don't know what it is that I want to do. So I figured in order to figure out what I want to do and how do I want to be happy and how do I want to be fulfilled, I have to kind of go back and decipher some of the things that has been my journey in life so far and see if somewhere in there, somewhere in those stories, is there something that will light a fire in me, will light a spark, or a spark I want to bring back. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig. We're gonna dig. Because I think that everyone goes through this in different ways, in different times. We all try to figure out, what is it that I want? What is it that makes me happy? So this is a journey of finding happiness and joy by looking at my rearview mirror. So I think the struggle has become more alive and has come more to the surface after I moved to Barcelona. Because I have a lot of time on my hands here. Life here is truly a different pace than when I lived in the United States. I still have a 9-to-5, but it's a much slower 9-to-5. I still have to log in, I still have meetings, I still have trackers and all of that other corporate nonsense. But time and solitude has been plenty after I moved here. And I think that it's because of that I'm having these like really extended periods of time where I'm really trying to delve into a purpose. You see, when you're busy and you're just constantly running every day, you don't have time to do any self-evaluation. You just kind of keep going. You go like a rat or a hamster on that wheel. You just keep running like a fucking psycho. But then when you have time and you have quiet and you have solitude, all that shit that you've been hiding in your closet or all those demons that you've been running away from, they catch up to you. And then you're like, wait, what the fuck? All this shit was here all along? So I want to try to decipher some of the things that I've been running from. I want to find ways to be happy, to have something that brings me joy without needing it to provide money or fame or fortune. I just want to find something that makes me happy. Is that so much to ask? And I'm asking myself that question. Is that so much to ask, self, to just be happy? So anyway, that's where I'm going to start today, because I also get easily overwhelmed by things and I can also ramble on for hours. But that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with what I'm trying to do. And every day I'm going to put some short stories about just moments, extraordinary moments, ordinary quiet moments, things that are just making me really reflect. I hope that you'll join this journey of reflection, and I hope that other people will speak up and talk about things that they've found that have helped them find their joy and their happiness. And we can all talk about it together. So, yeah. I also realized that I didn't even really introduce myself. So I'm Ashika Mehta-Ombe. Mehta is my maiden name. I am an Indian woman, first-generation American, raised in New Jersey most of my life. Ombe is the love of my life, my husband. Enye Ombe. We have 3 beautiful children who do give me a lot of purpose and joy. I think that's why I'm even trying to do this. I want to be better. I want to be better for them. I want to teach them lessons that maybe I wasn't taught as a kid. But again, I'm digressing, so back to about me. So yes, I have 3 kiddos, a boy who's 11, a girl who's gonna be 10 in just a few days, and a little guy who's 7. And they really light up my world. They are truly my purpose and my joy. But I want to find other things that are my purpose and joy. My husband and I met in New Jersey. We got married in New Jersey. All 3 of my kiddos are born in New Jersey. After COVID, we decided to move to San Diego for a little while and experience what warmer climate can do for us. So we moved to San Diego, where we lived for 3 years. We loved the weather. We loved everything about it. It made our mental health so much better, just being outside and being in the sunshine all the time. And when we left San Diego, we left mainly because I had lost my job. We knew we wouldn't be able to support our lives in San Diego anymore on one income. And we had to make the really hard and sad decision to move back to New Jersey. Caveat being that somewhere in the middle of all this, we had applied for a visa to move to Barcelona. And we had done that because we figured, why not travel with the kids a little bit more? Because once they're teenagers, they're not going to want shit to do with us. Their friends are going to become their world. So until they're still ours, let's travel the world with them. And we wanted to do that in Europe. So when we did all the analysis and all the math, we figured Barcelona is probably the best place for them to be. It's very similar to San Diego in weather. We have the beach, we have snow and mountains 2 hours away. So we figured we'll do this for a year, and then we'll go back to New Jersey. So yeah, so we were on our way to New Jersey, and I was packing up all our stuff. We were getting ready to sell our house. My husband called me from a work trip, and he was like, babe, they approved our visa. What do you want to do? Do you want to go back to New Jersey and just forget about this whole thing? Or should we do this? Should we take this whirlwind adventure for a year and then go back to New Jersey like we were originally planning to? And it was in that moment that I knew in my heart that I don't want to live with regrets. And I knew I'd regret it if I didn't do this. So we did it. We did a small pit stop in New Jersey, put all our stuff in my parents' garage. They were kind enough to let us use it as a storage space. So we put all our stuff in there with hearts full of excitement. We said, all right, we're off for our gap year. We're gonna go live in Barcelona. We're gonna travel with the kids. We're gonna do a bunch of fun stuff. And then we're gonna come back to New Jersey, settle down, set roots, whatever the hell that means. And that's how it's gonna be. But here we are, 2 years later. Barcelona has now become a second home. We plan to live here for the foreseeable future, for many, many reasons, which I'll talk about another day. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. So there are so many more things I can talk about, but I think I'll save all of those for future episodes. But the point of today was just to do a quick intro about me, about what I'm trying to do, where I'm from, which is a very, very long story, by the way, which we'll get into another day. But yeah, so I'm really excited and a little bit nervous because this feels very raw to just put my shit out there, but I don't know any other way to heal. I don't really find therapy helpful. I have done it before. So this is my therapy, is a look back in my rearview mirror, reevaluating life, recalibrating life so that I can move forward from this point with better lessons and a better outlook, and find my joy and find my happiness. So I hope that you will join on this journey, and I hope we all can talk about this stuff together and create a community of lost as people like me. I hope we can laugh together. I hope we can cry together. And be human together, you know? Not all those social media reels with perfect lives abroad and all those people that get up and have these fantastic routines, which I'm so jealous of. So part of me might just be a hater. But anyway, let's talk about it all together, and let's make a community of like-minded people who are willing to talk about the flaws and the fuck-ups and the failed attempts at life, so that we can flip it around and write better stories about ourselves. So I will see you again here soon, and I look forward to creating this community.